Many years had passed since Joseph's brothers and their families first settled in the land of Egypt. Time saw the rise of a new king, one who did not remember Joseph nor the kindness he had shown to Egypt. Under this new Pharaoh, the children of Israel were made slaves, and their burdens grew heavy. In the midst of oppression, a boy was born to a Levite family. His mother saw that her son was beautiful, and fearing for his safety, she hid him for 3 months. When hiding was no longer possible, she placed him in a basket among the reeds along the bank of the Nile. By the providence of God, Pharaoh's daughter found the child and named him Moses, for she said, "I drew him out of the water." Though raised as a prince of Egypt, Moses never forgot his people. One day, seeing an Egyptian beating a Hebrew slave, Moses intervened and killed the Egyptian. Fearing retaliation, he fled Egypt and took refuge in the land of Midian. There, beside a well, he defended the daughters of Jethro, the priest of Midian, from hostile shepherds. Grateful, Jethro welcomed Moses into his home, and in time, gave him his daughter Zipporah as a wife. Moses settled in Midian and became a shepherd, tending the flocks of his father-in-law. Years passed, and Moses became accustomed to this new life, far removed from Pharaoh's courts and the cries of his enslaved brethren. One day, as Moses led the flock far into the wilderness, he came to Horeb, the mountain of God. The air was still, and the sun cast long shadows over the barren rocks. The sheep grazed quietly, unaware of anything unusual. But suddenly, Moses' gaze was drawn to a strange sight, a bush ablaze with fire, yet the flames did not consume it. The colors danced, flickering orange and gold, but the bush stood unharmed, its leaves green and unscorched. Curiosity stirred within Moses. He drew closer, thinking, "I must turn aside and see this marvelous sight. Why does the bush not burn up?" As he approached, a voice called to him from within the flames, "Moses, Moses." The sound resonated deep within his soul, a summons like none he had ever heard. Trembling, Moses answered, "Here I am." The voice spoke again, "Do not draw near. Take your sandals off your feet, for the place where you stand is holy ground." With trembling hands, Moses slipped off his sandals, feeling the rough earth beneath his feet. The presence of the Lord surrounded him, weighty and overwhelming. Then God spoke, "I am the God of your father, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob." At these words, awe overtook Moses. He hid his face, for he was afraid to look at God. The Lord continued, "I have surely seen the affliction of my people who are in Egypt, and have heard their cry because of their taskmasters. I know their sufferings, and I have come down to deliver them out of the hand of the Egyptians and to bring them up out of that land to a good and broad land, a land flowing with milk and honey, to the place of the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Amorites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites. And now, behold, the cry of the children of Israel has come to me, and I have also seen the oppression with which the Egyptians oppress them. Come now, therefore, and I will send you to Pharaoh, that you may bring my people, the children of Israel, out of Egypt." Moses' heart pounded within him. The very God of his fathers had chosen him for this monumental task. Yet fear and doubt welled up. He protested, "Who am I that I should go to Pharaoh, and that I should bring the children of Israel out of Egypt?" God answered with gentle assurance, "I will certainly be with you. And this shall be the sign to you, that I have sent you. When you have brought the people out of Egypt, you shall serve God on this mountain." Still, Moses hesitated. Another question burned in his mind. "Suppose I go to the children of Israel and say to them, 'The God of your fathers has sent me to you,' and they ask me, 'What is his name?' What shall I say to them?" God replied, "I am who I am." And he said, "Thus you shall say to the children of Israel, 'I am has sent me to you.' Moreover, say to them, 'The Lord, the God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob, has sent me to you. This is my name forever, and this is my memorial to all generations." God continued, instructing Moses, "Go, assemble the elders of Israel and say to them, 'The Lord, the God of your fathers, has appeared to me, saying, I have watched over you and have seen what has been done to you in Egypt. I promised to bring you up out of your affliction to the land of Canaan, a land flowing with milk and honey. They will listen to you. Then you and the elders are to go to the king of Egypt and say to him, The Lord, the God of the Hebrews, has met with us. Let us take a 3 days' journey into the wilderness to offer sacrifices to our God. But I know that the king of Egypt will not let you go unless a mighty hand compels him, so I will stretch out my hand and strike Egypt with all my wonders. After that, he will let you go. When you leave, you will not go empty-handed. Every woman will ask her neighbor for silver and gold and clothing, which you will put on your sons and daughters. So you will plunder the Egyptians." Yet still, Moses was uneasy. "But suppose they do not believe me or listen to my voice," he said, "and say, 'The Lord has not appeared to you.'" The Lord asked him, "What is that in your hand?" Moses replied, "A staff." God said, "Throw it on the ground." Moses cast the staff onto the earth, and it became a serpent. Startled, he drew back. The Lord said, "Reach out your hand and take it by the tail." Moses did so, and the serpent became a staff in his hand once again. "This," said the Lord, "is so they may believe that the Lord, the God of their fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob, has appeared to you." Then the Lord told him, "Put your hand inside your cloak." Moses obeyed, and when he withdrew his hand, it was leprous, as white as snow. "Put your hand back into your cloak," God instructed. Moses did so, and when he took it out, his hand was restored, whole as before. God said, "If they do not believe these 2 signs or listen to your voice, take some water from the Nile and pour it on the dry ground. The water you take from the river will become blood on the ground." Still, Moses pleaded, "O my Lord, I am not eloquent, neither before nor since you have spoken to your servant. I am slow of speech and slow of tongue." The Lord replied, "Who has made man's mouth? Who makes him mute or deaf, seeing or blind? Is it not I, the Lord? Now, therefore, go, and I will be with your mouth and teach you what you are to say." But Moses, overwhelmed by the prospect, begged, "O my Lord, please send someone else." Then the anger of the Lord was kindled against Moses. Yet God was merciful. He said, "What about your brother Aaron the Levite? I know he can speak well. He is already on his way to meet you, and he will be glad to see you. You shall speak to him, and put the words in his mouth. I will be with your mouth and with his mouth, and will teach you what to do. He will speak to the people for you, and you will be as God to him. And take this staff in your hand, with it you shall perform the signs." The conversation ended, and the flames of the mysterious bush still burned, radiant and unfading. Moses stood in awe, the weight of God's call settling upon him. He knew his life would never be the same. Gathering his courage, Moses returned to Jethro, his father-in-law, and asked for permission to return to Egypt. Jethro gave his blessing, and Moses set out with his wife and sons, carrying the staff of God in his hand, his heart full of wonder, trepidation, and hope. Thus, from that lonely mountain in the wilderness, in the presence of a bush that burned but was not consumed, Moses embarked on the journey that would one day lead the children of Israel from bondage to freedom, guided by the very God who had revealed himself in fire and voice. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring Bible stories.